Ah, Watson, it seems we have arrived at the place. Look there, on the iron door.
Looks like no one is here, Holmes.
It's a pity, Watson. This is our only lead. Good morning, miss. Please don't be alarmed. We won't harm you, my dear. What is your name?
Eula, sir.
Lovely. When we arrived here, you were looking through this gate. This is the residence of Mr. Arnson, isn't it? Do you know him?
Yes, sir.
Do you know if he is at home?
Don't rightly know, sir.
Watson,
Come now, don't distress yourself like this. Why all these tears?
Because of my little brother, Davy. He serves with Mr. Arneson, and been more than 5 days since I heard from him.
perhaps he went on a trip with Mr. Arnson.
No, sir. Tain't likely. I serves at the Gallagher's just the other side of the road. If they had left, I would have seen them. Something bad has happened. I can feel it.
But if you were so near, surely your brother would have cried out for help if there had been any real danger.
No, sir. Davy, he ain't like you and me. He's right smart in some ways. But Davy can't talk. Not a word. Besides, most evenings, we visits and sees each other across the stable door. And been more than 5 days since he been there. Oh, sir. I be mighty scared. Something has happened to him. I just knows it.
Miss, take us to this stable. Watson, I think this place is indeed isolated, and therefore quite vulnerable.
There it be. I'm gonna go wait on the road. That way, if my mistress calls for me, I can hear.
It is hardly secure, Watson. Regard the lock. It has a primitive wooden latch, which is also quite flimsy.
Bravo, Holmes! Holmes, this horse is dying of thirst. Poor animal.
He has had no water for these past 5 days, Watson.
Unbearable.
This should prove useful. I hope this gate is not locked, because it appears quite formidable. Open! Observe, Watson, these beautiful, well-tended flowers. Someone must care for them. This should prove useful. This should prove useful. This should prove useful. This should prove useful. Another footstep. The hunt is on, Watson. Blood. However, given the small amount, the wound should be superficial. Wait, this is interesting. There's a trace of mud here. Some footsteps or marks. Not clear enough to make out. Let's see if there are others. Footsteps. Let's see. Watson, regard the traces in the soil. A body was dragged here recently. Undoubtedly it was a man of great size. More traces of mud. A person wearing shoes thick with fresh mud entered the garden by this gate. They entered the house and then returned, dragging a body back along the way. This erased some signs of their former movements, but not entirely. Fortunately, I have a particular talent for tracing footsteps, a neglected art indeed.
Ah, Holmes! There are thousands of these mosquitoes!
We must turn back, Watson, or we shall be devoured.
Look, Holmes, a raccoon! Come here, you little rascal.
They won't allow us too close, Watson, though the little imps are rather inquisitive by nature.
What a wretched smell, Holmes.
Quite wretched, Watson. It is the foul stench of death. Blood! Ah, it's a ham. What a delectable aroma. If only I were hungry. Watson, hold the basin. I think you know what to do with it.
Perfect. Easy now, fellow. Drink up. What could this be doing here?
Here you are, Watson. The body was dragged from behind this door. Watson, what do you make of this?
What a horrific sight! It has lain here for at least a week.
On the contrary, Watson, once again you see, but fail to observe. The warmth of the local climate and the exceptional humidity undoubtedly sped up the rate of decomposition. Based upon my calculations, the body has been here for 5 days. The person was struck with a sharp object as they entered. You can see the trail of blood that continues past the staircase. They killed the man who was sitting there, and the trail of blood begins here. So this would be the body they dragged through the gate. Interesting. The person who sat here was fond of cigars. Blood! Papers were burned, and great care was taken to destroy everything of any value to our case. We will find nothing further in this place. This must be Arnson. He appears fond of cigars. Let's examine the hands. They are calloused, with traces of dirt under the nails. This would be the gardener, no doubt. This blood on the ground came from a deep wound. I cannot budge the handle. They must have lodged something behind it to hold fast the door. Shh, Watson, listen. Whoever you are, open up. We mean you no harm. Open the door for God's sake. It's a matter of life or death.
This is useless, Holmes.
Watson, your sensibility is appreciated. We shall come back later. These footsteps indicate a person of small stature, and the fact that they are so closely set suggests they made their way with great stealth. What's this? Someone placed their hand near this footstep. Judging by the size of the fingers, it seems to be a youth. Why would they lean down here? Of course, to pick something up. The body was dragged from behind this door. These clothes belong to a servant, and judging from their size, he is a small man. Arnson, with his servant, no doubt. Yes, there is something here. A stone of small size, but of splendid color. It seems to have no flaws, and I doubt that it originated in the American continent. This book has been read often. Tales of Fantastic Hunts by D. Niles. Ah, a book on the fauna and flora of Louisiana. This should prove useful. A newspaper from 5 days ago. Someone has torn the last page. Well, it seems Arnson tried his hand at a small riddle in this newspaper. How strange. He does not seem the type to take interest in mathematical conundrums.
Holmes! Here!
Very interesting. Nothing can stop an inventive and logical mind. Bah, it's only an air pistol. I would be hard-pressed to shoot a nestling from a branch with this weapon. Besides, it's not even loaded. This metal tube is approximately 40 centimeters in length and 18 in diameter. It bears a small tag which reads, "This one without defect. My sincere apologies, E. Otis."
What the devil are you doing, Holmes?
Watson, that shouting. Something is happening.
This must have come from the stables, Holmes.
Closed, tight.
This must have come...
They've bolted the door. There's no time for anything else. We must force it open. Quickly, Watson. We must find something to serve as a battering ram.
We must act quickly, Holmes.
Watson, this can serve as a ram to take down the door. Watson, tend to her.
Holmes, hold on. There is a message pinned to this unhappy woman. Holmes, she is still in shock. I must stay with her.
Yes, there is something here. What is inscribed here? My best trophy. A strange hunter, this Arnson. This picture is sinister. Surely there is something behind this fresco. This hole must be part of some mechanism. Surely there is something... Arnson should be in these pictures. A lovely piece. I must say it's the highlight of this exhibition, but I dare say it shall prove useful. Ingenious. Standing on the stone activates some mechanism. This Arnson has a good sense of humor. He and this girl should be very close. Perhaps she has some information. Nothing can stop an inventive and logical mind. How dreary, the swamp. We must hold fast, as it is imperative that we go there tonight. Everything in good time. First, I must find Watson. The same woman seen in the trophy photograph. Very interesting. It is possible to take down an elephant with one shot using these weapons. Unfortunately, the metal grid is too solid to break through. Perhaps it is time to take care of this young man. Everything in good time. First, I must find Watson. Everything in good time. Everything in good time. Watson, read this. It sheds light on a dark and sinister enterprise.
Arneson was in contact with the Northwood Agency. He wanted to inform them about the activities of Ashmat. But why?
Because his servant was secretly selling the same stolen jewelry sought by this agency. How is she, Watson?
It will be difficult for her to speak for some time. She had a narrow escape.
Can she walk?
Yes, but why?
Come with me. Your brother is behind this door, miss. He is wounded, but only superficially. It is extremely urgent that he opens this door. Can you call to him? Perhaps it will draw him out.
David. David.
Young man, I know that you can hear and understand me. We are here at the request of your sister, who is with us now. She is very worried about you, and rightly so. The man with me is a doctor. He is going to look at your wound and ease your suffering. Please come out. Everything will be all right.
Open the door, Davy. These gentlemen talk true. Come on now. Open up the door for Eula.
Miss, you should go and get some food for your brother. He must be very hungry. Have you finished, Watson?
Well, yes.
Very well. Please understand, my young lad, and you too, Miss Eula. We are here to solve an affair that risks many people's lives. Furthermore, we have very short time to save them. As for you, young man, you know some very important things. You must tell us everything and leave nothing out.
But what are you going...
Listen to me. I will tell you a story. Davy, 5 days ago, at night, you were woken up by noises from the dining room. First, you heard the voice of the gardener, and then a loud blow to the floor. You got up and took the candle, which was lit. Then you went to the dining room. On your way, you found something on the floor and picked it up. It was likely a piece of paper. Afterwards, you went to the door of the dining room and saw the dead body of Colin the gardener soaking in a pool of blood. You also saw Ashmat, the other servant, dragging Mr. Arneson, who seemed dead, towards the door. Ashmat saw you, struck at you with his knife, and caught you in the arm. Seeing that this blow had not killed you, he raised his knife to strike again and eliminate the only witness to his heinous crime. But something stayed his hand. The item you picked up was far more important. He paused to snatch it up, giving you time to run away and barricade yourself in your room.
But if you were there, why didn't you do anything?
Mr. Holmes was not there, miss. But if he tells you that things have happened in such a way, you should believe him without any doubt.
Then you are a kind of hoodoo man.
In some way.
David, do this man tell it true? Is this what happened? The good man saved us both. Do what he tells you, Davy.
Listen to your sister, young man. Now, Davy, can you recall what was on that piece of paper? Think hard now. Watson, your notebook. Be attentive to everything he draws and copy it down exactly.
Holmes, can we trust these figures and make sense of them? I mean to say, consider this boy's affliction.
Ah, this boy. A strange one, isn't he? Watson, let's escort him and his sister to her employer.
This be the Gallagher's place. Thanks, misters.
Miss Euler, we should be thanking you. Now, take good care of your brother. Watson, we must move quickly. The enemy is close at hand, and there's another place we've yet to examine.